Hello everybody, and this is the quickest of quick ones. I have 5 different games to go through, all because of the Steam Autumn sale. All of these games are on sale. Some of them I owned before the sale, some of them I did not. But this first one is called Defunct. Now, you know how Sonic tried to go 3D? Defunct is a 3D speed game done mostly right. Areas are large and enormous, the controls are super tight, and it gives you a lot of control over your character. The main gimmick being that when you're going downhill, you can hold a button to make yourself go faster, to like kind of stick to the ground. There's a whole lot of other mechanics in the game, including like sticking to walls and a little booster pack, and of course you have your really shitty engine that you're required to go up hills with. And there's some like puzzle elements, kind of, but I don't know. I love this game to death, and although it is certainly an indie game, and there's lots of clipping with the camera and stuff like that, the game is certainly worth your time and a few dollars, and I really like it. It gets super fast, and it's a really enjoyable experience. Oh, and your little robot guy is the cutest fucking thing ever. Mark of the Ninja is a stealth platformer wherein you're a ninja, except you don't kill anybody, because guess what, that's not the way ninjas really worked. A lot of you might have been spurred on or heard of this game from extra credits, and while that is where I found the game, I really fell in love with it afterwards. It's very rare that stealth sections or stealth games entirely are done extremely well. But Mark of the Ninja was designed around its entire thing being stealth, and they've done such a good job with it. And they also nail this super cool like Japanese vibe. I don't know, but basically you're rewarded a ton of points for being stealthy, and you're rewarded points for hiding bodies and doing things undetected. Hell, if an enemy walks past you while you're hidden, that's considered a few extra points. And so your score can rack up very quickly, but if you're detected, your score goes down considerably, and it really encourages stealth to a very high degree. It's the only viable option in the game. Enemies will burst you down super quickly, and it takes you a millennia and a half about to nail enemies from no stealth. Straight combat is just not an option in this game. You can also kind of bullshit your way through the game. Not necessarily, but there are certain areas where the game certainly wants you to go, but if you take an alternate path, you can make it super easy for yourself, just by climbing usually. But I think this is intended as sort of a soft difficulty choice, just based on whatever style of play you want to do or whatever. But I definitely think the game is worth picking up. It wouldn't be on this particular list if I didn't think it was worth your money and your time.
No sign of target over here.
We killed as many as we could, but they overwhelmed us.
This game is called Risk of Rain. It is one of my all-time favorite games of ever, and it's on sale for like $2.50 right now, I think, or like a little over $5 maybe. I forget. It's super good. It's a roguelike, but okay. So you get items, and it features permanent death, right? You have different classes you can choose from, and levels are set in stone. However, certain things in the level are not. Item spots and teleporter spots, which is the main way of progression, is definitely not set. That'll change based on different levels, and there's a select different set of levels for each area type. It's really difficult to explain without picking it up yourself, but it's a super fun game. And I recommend it. I've been playing it for years. I only recently bought it because I'm a dirty pirate, but I seriously think that you guys should pick it up. It's well worth your time. This is one of the games, again, I'd probably put it on my top 10 ever that I've ever played. It's really fun, really challenging, and really rewarding. I will link to a video I did where I sped up a lot of it, of an entire run through with one of my favorite classes, the sniper, and you can watch that for yourself if you want to get a better idea of how the flow of a run typically goes. But it's so worth your time. Please buy this game. Support the devs. It's been out since 2013 and it still hasn't gotten enough credit. Oh, and it's got a bangin' soundtrack. Now, the next one on this list is called Clocky, and I totally forgot to start recording because it just opens up with a simple puzzle, and it opens up with with just a screen, and you swap the two pieces because you're clicking all around trying to figure out whatever the hell to do to get it started. I figured it would start a level select. But this is somehow a truly unique puzzle game, and it's not that difficult. It's pretty easy to pick up. The true difficulty comes way later, once you're settled in with all of the mechanics and they start throwing not just flat shapes but cubes at you. And I don't know why I didn't swap it down there, but whatever. I would have had to do it either order. But this game is super cool. If you like puzzle games, I strongly recommend it. If you like cool little atmospheric experiences, I'd even recommend it. It's got some interesting shit. What am I doing here? That could have taken 2 less swaps. Anyway, this one I found kind of funny because I remember seeing a some video. I think it cropped up in like everybody's recommended, but talking about unfortunate names for like DS games, and it was like DIC or whatever, and this reminded me of that. I don't know if it's intentional by the developers to put that in there, but it's a really fun game, and I really think you should pick it up. It's super cheap. It's a puzzle game. Even if it wasn't on sale, I'd recommend it.
Yeah, I have actually, though. I've been playing Rainbow Six for 10 hours straight today.
Ignoring my friend there, if you could hear the little jump sounds and stuff, this is called Goner, and it is again one of, I think, my all-time favorites. Again, it's a weird mixture of roguelike and not. Again, it's on sale currently, and this time I found it through a friend of mine. He had it on his wish list. I was looking for early Christmas presents, and it was just under $3, and I figured in addition to something else that I have planned for him, I would buy this for him, and I got really interested. It's got a super cool aesthetic, its sound design is kick-ass, and let me explain what I mean by roguelike mixture very quickly. You can progress permanently through the game. You do have permanent death as well. It's got randomly generated little dungeons, but it's also kind of a not super intensive platformer with shoot 'em up elements. I don't know. It's an interesting game, and granted I don't have that much time on it, but if the aesthetic and the gameplay that you're seeing on screen isn't enough to convince you to buy it, I really do recommend it. I think it's a great idea. You can get more than just certain items and certain weapon types. You can get a shoddy, you can even replace the kind of health that you have. You can either go from having 5 hit points, but you go into this little blob form where you have to pick up your hat again. There's another hat that you can get, a little skull, it's a blockhead, where you only have 3 different hits of damage, but you don't fall into this helpless state afterwards. It's a much more traditional form of health. Even though I much prefer the fact that it's got its unique version where you do turn into that blob and you have to struggle to get your items and your little head back, I think it's an interesting concept. I think it's still worth having that. It adds a little bit extra more customizability. Fuck, I don't know. But anyway, this is a little bit of gameplay segment, and that's the end of this particular one. And I know I said it would be the shortest of all of them, but considering that I reviewed 5 games, cut me a little bit of slack. I don't know. I want to do these again for each little Steam sale, or maybe I'll just do them every now and then. But I really do like showing this catalog of cool indie games. We are, revving up into this like postmodern area of video games. But anyway, that's it for all. Stay safe, stay sane. I love y'all, and I'll see you soon, hopefully with a Brain World review in a week or 2.
Good choice, Frank.
Yeah.